Oh no, Darth Vader's making his own Corvette? The players in this video are from Callaway Customs, Father Scott, eldest son Jason, and brother Alex. Tubb Restorations, well, owner-operator tech, Cecil Tubb. And the patient is the 1970 Corvette. In my prior video, part 1, you can see how the Vette was torn down, engine out, and body off, all through February 1st, with it not running, up till February 28th. Then on March 5th, the body was shipped to Tubb Restorations for paint and body work. About 1 month's worth of work. In part 2, the body arrived at Tubb Restorations for body and paint work, as I mentioned. Darren Cheney of another local hot rod shop showed up to provide consultation of how to do fiberglass repair. Cecil finished up the exterior body repairs and primed it. Due to rust damage, the front clip was removed and the front windshield frame was rebuilt. Test fit many parts and everything looked great. Meanwhile, Scott Callaway rebuilt the original engine. Part 2 ended on June 18th, about 3.5 months of work. Welcome to Road Odyssey. Thanks a ton for joining me in part 3 of the 1970 Corvette restoration. Please like and subscribe. Remember, I have my Facebook page where you can follow my current activities. Here in part 3, we are picking up on June 18th and ending on July 23rd, about 5 weeks of work. I begin with the repair of the right passenger side body mount behind the seating corner. Very well done. The body was painted black underneath, around the firewall, and so forth, as it should, since the exterior is going to be a darker red color. What comes next is the first of a series of several attempts at fitting the front clip back onto the body. With all of the possible flex of the front clip, especially if not extremely cross-barred, it can be a difficult thing to get right. Having several hands and eyes around can really help. Unfortunately, some adjustments were needed, so the front clip was removed again. The front window corners seemed to be causing a problem, so they were cleaned a little bit more. While placing on the front clip for the second time, Jason and Cecil could see a problem by the left front window corner again. That area was dealt with again. The third time the front clip went on more smoothly. It was very close, so they applied a couple of self-tapping screws at the bottom by each door. Then tested it with the window cowl and some trim. It was looking very close to being right, but still had a front sag. They made a few little adjustments in the body, then removed the front clip again. The fourth fit test was better. There was still a bulge at that left driver's side door corner. They had to address the bulge and the front clip sag. After more adjustments, they removed the bulge and got rid of the front clip sag, applied a couple more self-tapping screws, and called it good. Well, very close anyway. Next, they put on the hood. Jason installed the hinges first. They lowered the hood with Jason underneath so that he could make adjustments on the fly. This process took about 3 tries. Installing the hood helped verify that the front clip was level, flush, and had no waves or odd angles. The lines and gaps were looking good. With the hood hinges installed, it was looking great. Lines were straight, gaps equal, and it and the fenders were flush. Then Jason connected the hood latches, making sure they held tight and functioned correctly. Again, this was much easier with a team, and everything, when you look down the lines of the hood, it fit very well indeed. Here again, gaps are equal, everything's flush, looks great. Then, next, they began fitting in the window cowl and made a couple of little tweaks, but that cowl went in almost flawlessly. Just a couple of pictures of the hood hinges and latches. Guess what? The whole front clip came off again. Why? Well, you got to put it together. They had to glue that front clip on, of course. The areas on the body that had to be re-glued were cleaned with alcohol and whatnot, as did the matching areas on the front clip itself, all of which had been previously smoothed and prepared for glue already. Glue, glue, and more glue. Well, it's actually panel bonding structural adhesive. It's a two-part dual mix sold to work with an applicator gun. If I recall right, you have 30 minutes before the glue gets really tacky and you shouldn't be messing with it. And then it cures within about 24 hours. The front clip went on for the fifth and final time. Once it was securely back on, Cecil glued all around the inside of the front clip where it connected to the body. We took two ratchet straps and went around one side of the clip by the front window frame, under the car, and around the other side in the same way, making certain that the top, sides, and the very bottom of the sides were very, very snug in an equal manner. Then we all wondered if it was going to be okay. Well, it was fine. Now, that was June 18th, and really a ton of work, although it may not seem like it through this video. A ton of work. July 12th came time for painting at Tubb Restorations. Cecil had already put down the black base coats before I arrived. Looks sinister. While I had over 2 hours of painting, videos, and pictures, it is not something I predict you might really want to see in this particular type of video. So I'm just going to pass through this with mostly the results. For the next few pictures and vids, that's what I'm going to be doing, just showing mainly the results as the painting progresses up until the end of the final clear coat. Now, before I start playing some music over this and going through each phase's results, I wanted to say I really love this nasty red highlighting on top of this black. It looks really monstrously cool. Okay, so in just a couple of minutes, Cecil put down 4 coats of red paint and either 2 thick clear coats or really about 4 clear coats. So I think this is looking really, really nice. Ultimately, come around the corner about a week or so later, the customer had a chance to come by, look at the car, was very happy with it. But that was, here again, after this car was lightly sanded and buffed out. But just after this first clear coat, the car was really looking like a gem. Meanwhile, back at the Callaways on July 15th, just a day or two after all this painting activity, the owner got the wheels he wanted delivered. Not sure if they will be worked on, changed, or anything else. That street shop frame and chassis was getting finished up and delivered to Callaway Customs as well. So the next few days later, this is July 23rd at Callaway's, they got the street shop frame and chassis. Looks great, especially for the price. Maybe not more of a racing capable frame, but for sure very strong and very capable of some very good power upgrades. The C3 body will bolt on without any changes in the body or in the frame. CAD designed mandrel bent tubing. Up front, it has DSE power rack and pinion with new tie rod ends, a 1-inch sway bar with urethane bushings and billet end links, billet aluminum adjustable camber bars as well. Front and back, it has C7 features such as the year 2014 on up through all the C7 years, suspension, aluminum coil-over shocks front and rear, stainless steel brake system with stainless braided hoses, nice, billet control arms, and so forth. Has a removable transmission crossmember as well. In the rear, it has custom rear cradle and billet rear cover for HHD differential housing, as well as that really cool 5-link rear suspension. This is a very, very nice frame and chassis. I really like it. Now, on July 23rd as well, bouncing back to Tubb Restorations, Cecil had painted the Corvette's hood and some of the other exterior pieces. Looks really nice. He had also begun to sand and buff the body. These are the 2 buffing compounds. The yellow is the, you might say, the coarse, and the purple dark one is the ultra fine. Also, he uses a variable speed buffing tool. And if you don't know anything about buffing, which I really don't know much, just what I was told, when you are buffing, you need to do this work in the shade or inside a shop. Basically, you just don't want the exterior of the car to be hot. Watch the direction that you buff in and how it affects edges. And the edges, just be really careful. You tend to move out and away from the edges. So up over the top of the edges, very carefully and away. Do small patches at a time, and you can overlap those patches as well. And here's a quick look at what it was beginning to look like after this first pass on the buffing. You'll certainly need to follow up to watch part 4 to see the outcome of all this body and paint work. I really personally feel like you're going to like this. It will look really cool. What else can you expect from part 4? That'll be next up. I'm not 100% sure, but like I said, the buffing will be done. There's going to be a black stripe on that front hood. Engine and transmission will be mounted to the chassis, and there's got to be other goodies in there somewhere. Trim being put on the car, etc., etc. So we'll just have to see. Recapping, this has been the last half of June through July 23rd. So approximately a month, 5 weeks. More of the 1970 Corvette restoration, obviously, still to come in part 4. So please be looking for that. Monitor my Facebook page for updates relative to these videos and other videos. I have a ton of videos in my archives. So just go back in time, not too far, because some of my old videos are embarrassing. But anyway, but there's plenty of stuff that I'm working on, and you can monitor my Facebook page for what I'm up to. Thanks a ton for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. And with that, relax, take it easy, and I will see you later. Bye.